So I've just got one word for you here today. Starlink. We love it. We pulled the trigger. We've been full-timing for over a year. Started out just using Verizon and T-Mobile hotspots. The Verizon is through our cellular plan. It's a 25 gig hotspot. And T-Mobile is a 100 gig. They got the job done, but they weren't 100% reliable. There were plenty of times we had to go find a Starbucks, a McDonald's, a library, whatever sort of internet we could find because Verizon and T-Mobile just weren't cutting it. And finally, Starlink came out and is available now for basically anybody who lives or has a service address that is in an open cell via the Starlink availability map. It's pretty widely available out west and in areas that are more rural. The urban areas still don't show available per the map, but there are ways around it. So like I said, we've been RVing for a year and this is so exciting. Ash and I both work full-time. We've got full-time jobs that are completely remote. And along with that comes the requirement to constantly be on Zoom calls, on phone calls, and complete and unobstructed access to internet for the entire workday. The 100 gigs plus the 25 gigs was enough, but there were plenty of times we had to really limit our usage because we were coming up close to that 125 gig limit. So now with Starlink, it's unlimited. So we can stream, listen to music, do this, do that without having to worry about those data caps. We're putting this video together to tell you what we like about it, some of the issues we've seen, what our plans are for Starlink. Will we keep it? Will we not? We'll let you know in this video how much it costs, just all that stuff. We've had Starlink now for 2 weeks. We're up in northern Wisconsin. We're staying with family. And up here at the cabin, the cell signal is slim to none. I've got, I think, 1 bar LTE right now, and updating email is hard. Luckily, I brought our Starlink, and I set it up, and it works. So what you need in order for that to work is you need a clear view of the northern sky. You don't want any obstructions like trees, buildings, cars. You want to have as clear of a view as you can get. The first spot we had was on the ground, and the cabin's there's trees, but still we had no drop calls. There were times where we've been on a Zoom call and maybe for 10 seconds you couldn't hear anyone, and then you're thinking, is that me? Is it them? It was Starlink, but that's just due to having minimal obstructions. So you do have that bit of a, not a drop, but an obstruction in your call. And since then, we've moved it to be on top of the RV, and it's got an even clearer view now. And I haven't had any of those issues. I've had plenty of Zoom calls, so has Ash. None of our calls have dropped, and we haven't had that issue where it goes silent for 10, 15 seconds. So again, the clearer the view, the better. And that's what you want to look for. You can see here we've got the router, and the cord for the router is through the slide. So as you know, with the slide, you can kind of push a cord through the seals. That's exactly what we did. And the Starlink dish itself is on the roof. And it went through 15 to 30 mile an hour wind gusts a couple days ago. Didn't move an inch. But that's something to watch out for. Some people do permanently mount their dish on a flagpole that's connected to the ladder. I might do that down the road, but to start, I want to keep it simple and keep it flexible. As far as storing the Starlink goes, it's very simple. It's just the dish, it's a 75-foot cord, it's the router, and then I think about a 5-foot, 120-volt cord. All of that, thanks to the Starlink Facebook group, it all fits into this really cool husky tote that I found at Home Depot. It fits it perfectly. It was about $30, and it provides enough of protection, so as we're bouncing down the road, it won't get damaged. Pricing is very, very understandable. What we got is we got the residential pricing, which is $110 a month, and technically that's a single service address. So right now the address is here at the cabin in northern Wisconsin. If we were to move, say, to Minnesota, it would tell us that we're outside of our service address, And it would then give us the option to add portability. Now, portability is $25 a month, and that allows you to make the Starlink portable. So as we travel as being full-time RVers, we're gonna need to do that. So in total, we'll be looking at about $135 a month for unlimited internet, which I think is a very fair price to pay. Full-time remote work, we need that in order to continue being full-time RVers. So there is an option for Starlink for RVers, which is $135 a month. So same price as residential with portability. But you do, according to the website, have the ability to pause your subscription. It'll finish out the month, so you can't pause it after a day. You're still going to pay that full month, but the following months, you won't be paying if you're not going to use it. For me, we are RVers and we're full-time, but I don't ever see us needing to pause the subscription. I'm happy staying with the residential option and paying the portability fee. So $135 either way, RV or residential with portability. That's the price. In the fall, right now, the plans are still up in the air, but in the fall we plan on heading out west and getting off grid. Now, getting off grid probably means there will be limited to no cell service. So our T-Mobile and our Verizon and the AT&T I have for work, that's probably not going to be an option for internet. But Starlink, from everything I've heard and everything I've read, should work really, really well out there. Big skies, limited tree cover, as long as there's nothing obstructing the view of the Starlink to the northern skies, we should be good. We do have a really exciting partnership with a lithium battery company. We'll announce that in a future video, but we're going to be upgrading our solar and our battery bank. So I want to get up to 800 watts on the roof. Right now we have 200. And I want to get up to hopefully around 400 amp hours of lithium. That'll just help us to get off grid and stay off grid for hopefully a week. We've got bigger tanks now in this fifth wheel. That's one of the reasons we bought it. Our old RV, it was a 20-foot travel trailer. It had a 30-gallon freshwater tank, a 30-gallon black, and a 30-gallon gray. We were able to stretch it about a week, but that's really pushing it. But here we've got, I think, over 60 gallons of fresh. So it's basically double the tank capacity, and that's going to be a huge help. So that's our goal, is to get out west and spend a lot of time RVing through the mountains. So we're really excited, and we'll show you everything, everything. We'll show you the upgrade of our solar system. We'll show you how Starlink's working for us. Is it able to be our reliable sole source of internet? If so, I'm going to get rid of T-Mobile. If not, we'll let you know. The goal is to get out west, get off grid, and stay connected. Because we have full-time jobs. We want to keep those full-time jobs so we can keep full-time RVing. So thanks for watching. If you want to stay up to date on what's happening, subscribe, hit the like button. I'll be putting out some older videos of our travels out on the East Coast last year. We did a lot of fun stuff. Camping in NASCAR in Charlotte. We camped on Assateague Seashore with horses, wild horses. We loved Florida. We went all the way down the Atlantic coast and back up the Gulf Coast. And you guys probably caught us when we were in Texas, but there's so much. We did so much fun stuff. We'll be putting videos out for that, so stay tuned.